There was a small village named Chandanpur where everyone lived together happily. The village head was Mohanlal, a very strict man. He did not tolerate dishonesty or cheating in the village, whether by traders or anyone else, and punished wrongdoers severely. In this village lived a farmer named Sita Ram. He was a good man who farmed and also sold grains. He had a wife named Suman and two children, Meena and Chandu. Sitaram always woke up early and then took advice from Ramu Kaka, who worked on the farm, about the day's work, and then he would go to his shop. One day, Chandu came to Sitaram's shop and said,
Father, mother ordered some rice and lentils. Son, I sent all the grains yesterday. How did they finish so fast? Anyway, take these.
Sitaram's grain shop was near their house, so Meena and Chandu often came there to kill time with their little tasks.
Father, mother ordered some goods today.
No, father, she ordered a lot of items today. Oh, your mother clears out the entire shop like this every day. If we use all the grains at home, what will I sell to customers? Here is the stock. Now go to home.
And Mom said to bring 1 kilo of sweets when you come back in the evening. And if you don't bring it, no dinner for you.
Oh, yes. You both are becoming just like your mother.
Sitaram's shop was doing well and he was living happily with his family. Little did he know that he was heading towards a tough time. Because of Sangram, who came to the village with his family after losing his city job, he wanted to start a new business in the village.
This village already has 4 or 5 sweet shops, 3 or 4 utensil shops, and a clothes shop too. What should I do? Oh yes, there is only one grain shop here. I should open a grain shop.
Sangram quickly opened his grain shop, but customers did not visit his shop. Everyone bought grains from Sitaram's shop.
Diwali is coming soon, but no one is buying from my shop. First, I need to get rid of this Sitaram on my way. I don't know what magic he has used, but everyone goes to his shop. No one wants to buy from me. I need to do something so he leaves the village soon. Let me think something to get rid of Sitaram.
One late night, as Sitaram was closing his shop to go home, Sangram disguised himself and came to Sitaram's shop.
Hey Sitaram, you are the one, right? I have come from the neighboring village. I have heard great things about your shop. My daughter's wedding is next month, so I need lots of grain. Yes, you will get all the grains you need. People say well of us. Whenever there is wedding or program, grains come from our shop.
Sangram placed a large order for grains with Sitaram and paid an advance before going home. Sitaram was very happy about this big order. But now he had to buy the grains, so he took all the money from home and bought more grains. Sangram was watching Sitaram carefully. As soon as Sitaram placed all the grains in the shop, that very night Sangram set fire to Sitaram's shop. Hearing the fire, some villagers ran towards Sitaram's house and one man knocked at the door and shouted,
Sitaram! Sitaram, come outside quickly! Your shop is on fire!
Hearing this, Sitaram ran outside and went to the shop with the man. He saw his whole shop burned to ashes. Seeing his shop burn, Sitaram fainted and fell. The villagers took him to the city hospital immediately. The doctor, after examining Sitaram,
He has had a heart attack. We must operate immediately or it will be life-threatening. Please inform his family soon.
Just then, Sitaram's wife Suman arrived at the hospital. The people with Sitaram explained everything told by the doctor. Suman to the doctor, "Doctor, please operate immediately. I will arrange the money. Doctor, just save his life, please." The doctor agreed and prepared to operate. Suman sat outside the operation theatre praying with others who had come. After 4-5 hours, the doctor came out and says,
The operation was successful, but he needs to stay under observation for at least 30 days, which will cost a lot. Hope you can manage the expenses.
"Doctor, don't worry about money. I will pay all your hospital bills."
All right then. Please pay the operation bill by tomorrow and the rest when he is discharged. This is best I can do for you.
Saying this, the doctor left. Now, Suman had no other option but to sell her farmland. She went to her village, sold the crops, and then paid the surgery bill. After about a month, Sitaram's health improved a lot. But to pay the hospital expenses, Suman had to mortgage their house to Sangram. After coming home, Sitaram hugged his children and started crying. Then Suman went to him and comforted him.
Don't be discouraged. You have never harmed anyone, so nothing bad will happen to us. You see, our tough time will pass. Maybe God has something better for us. Don't worry. We will work hard together and then get everything back. If life is saved, we can earn millions.
Hearing Suman's words, Sitaram felt some hope. Soon both Sitaram and Suman started working hard. Sitaram worked day and night doing any job he could find and also began some businesses. Meanwhile, Sangram couldn't accept that Sitaram was earning and planning to repay his loan and take back his house. The next day, Sangram went to Sitaram's house and spoke to Suman.
Listen, sister. I need the money I gave you with interest by tomorrow. Otherwise, I will take possession of your house. I really need the money. If you don't give it, I will auction your house.
But brother, when I mortgaged the house, I asked for a year's time. It's only been 4 months.
Oh wow! A thief is a thief. There is no time for goodness anymore. I helped you and now you are lecturing me. No way. I want my money by tomorrow or you'll have to vacate your house. Understand? Tomorrow I'll come with the village head.
Sitaram and Suman had no money to save their house. They had no choice but to leave the house. The next day, Sangram came with the village head to Sitaram's house.
Sitaram, I know you well. You are a good man. But you must repay Sangram. If you can't, you must vacate your house and leave this village. Hope you understand the seriousness of matter.
Hearing the village head's words, Sitaram was shocked and confused. But in that village, no one could go against the village head's decision. So, Sitaram took some belongings and left the village with his family.
Father, where will we go now?
I don't know, daughter. We don't have any relatives. We have been living in this village for years. Suman, what have you brought in that bag?
I saved some rice from home. Now we will stop somewhere on the way, light a fire and cook the rice. At least the children won't sleep hungry.
Sitaram's family walked all day. When it got dark, they stopped under a tree. Then Sitaram told his children,
Children, we should face hard times with a smile. Difficulties are part of life. Until we find shelter, let's consider this journey a little trip and move on.
That night, Sitaram's family slept in the forest. The next day, they reached a village and by evening built a small hut together. Sitaram's wife lit a fire outside and started cooking rice. Sitaram gathered leaves from the tree to make beds for the children. Just then, an old woman came to them.
Son, my husband and I have been hungry for 5 days. Can you give me some rice? If you don't, my husband will die.
Mother, we have nothing to give.
Suman, I think this old woman is hungrier than us. We should share our rice with her.
But if we give her the rice, then what will we and children eat?
Come on, Suman. Tonight we'll drink just water and endure. Tomorrow morning I will find some work in the village and bring food. Trust God. The old woman needs this rice more. Helping those in need is our duty.
Sitaram gave all the rice to the old woman. That night, the family slept hungry. In the morning, Chandu and Meena cried.
Mom, we are very hungry. Please give us something to eat.
Hearing this, Sitaram immediately went to the village to find work. On the way, he met the same old woman whom he helped last night.
Son, you are the kind man who helped me last night. For this, I want to give you this pressure cooker.
Before Sitaram could say anything, the old woman gave him the cooker and disappeared.
Hey, where did she go after giving me this pressure cooker? I don't know what to do with an empty cooker. She could have given me some food. How did she suddenly vanish? Well, no matter. This could help us with cooking.
That day, Sitaram searched for work but couldn't find any. On his way home in the evening, he found some tubers lying around. He picked some up and told Suman at home.
Suman, I don't get work today, but I found these veggies on the way. We'll have to manage with them.
That's fine, but where did you get this cooker from?
Oh yes, the old woman who came yesterday gave me this cooker. Boil these raw tubers in it and then we'll eat.
Suman put the tubers in the cooker, and after a while, when she opened it, she was shocked. The raw tubers had turned into gold. She exclaimed, "Just see! How is this possible?" Sitaram gave Suman more things to boil and asked her to check. Everything that was boiled in the cooker turned into gold. Seeing this, Sitaram and Suman became very happy. Sitaram sold some gold and moved with his family to a nearby village. With the help of the magical cooker, he bought land and then reopened a grain shop. He also helped poor villagers a lot. Sitaram used the magical cooker only when necessary. His kindness became famous far and wide. Everyone praised Sitaram. Near Sitaram lived Bhuvan, a relative of Sangram. One day, Sangram came to Bhuvan's house for some work. Bhuvan greeted him.
Hey Sangram brother, long time no see. How are things at home? Tell me. I'm fine, Bhuvan. I was passing through for business, so I thought I would meet you. Oh wow, you are welcome. Rest for a while.
Sangram's eyes caught sight of a large house near Bhuvan's home and he asked,
Bhuvan brother, has some rich trader moved next door? That house looks very grand. Yes, Sangram brother. He is a trader and a very good man. That's our Sitaram brother. He helps everyone and has helped me many times too. We consider ourselves lucky to have a neighbor like Sitaram. He is truly a God soul.
Sangram was surprised to hear Sitaram's name and asked,
Has he been living in your village a long time? No, only for about 2 years. Why do you ask, Sangram brother? Oh, nothing much. Just curious.
Shortly after, Sitaram arrived at his home. Seeing him, Sangram became furious and thought to himself,
How did Sitaram earn so much money in 2 years? I left him as a beggar in his village. How did he suddenly become so wealthy? There must be some trick. I must find out the truth. Let me find out.
After dinner, Sangram and Bhuvan lay down to sleep outside. As soon as Bhuvan fell asleep, Sangram sneaked to Sitaram's house and peeked through the window. Sitaram and his wife were talking, and Sangram listened everything secretly.
Dear, today we must use our magical cooker to make gold, because in 2 or 3 days I have to pay school fees for orphan children. Now that we have this cooker, let's help as many people as we can and make homeless people smile.
Yes, you are absolutely right. If that old woman hadn't given us this magical cooker, I don't know what would have happened. Because of it, we became rich and also helped many people. Wait, I'll get the cooker.
Hearing this, Sangram's eyes widened. He quietly watched from the window how Sitaram and his wife made gold with the magical cooker. When they finished, Sitaram kept the gold in a safe place, placed the cooker back, and went to sleep. After a while, Sangram sneaked into Sitaram's house, took the magical cooker, and left. Next morning, Sangram told Bhuvan he was leaving and went home. Meanwhile, Sitaram and Suman woke up and could not find their magical cooker. Suman cried. Sitaram said to Suman,
Dear, maybe the magical cooker was only ours for a moment. It has given us so much already. Now we can earn from our business and help people. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I talked with the village head and bought back our house and land from Sangram by paying him fully. Tomorrow we will return to our village.
That's wonderful. The magical cooker really returned everything to us, and it has made us even wealthier than before. We will go back tomorrow. I'm so excited. Why wait? Why want to see our home now? Come on, the children will be so happy.
All right, get your things ready. I'll arrange the journey.
Here, Sangram was very happy. He reached home and began boiling rice in the magical cooker, eagerly waiting for its whistle. He grew very greedy to get gold from that magical cooker.
Oh, when will it whistle? Hurry up, I'm going to become the richest man.
Suddenly, the village head arrived at Sangram's house and called to him loudly. Hearing his voice, Sangram came out and asked him,
Hey Sarpanji, what's wrong? Why are you shouting so loudly? Sangram, I have come to get the keys to Sitaram's house. He is returning now and has paid you all your money. Hand over the keys to me now. I need to return to him. All right, I'll give them. Old man, you have no idea he doesn't have the magical cooker anymore. He has to come back to the village anyway.
Sangram went inside, took the keys, and came out to the village head. Suddenly, the cooker exploded, destroying Sangram's entire house. Seeing this, Sangram cried.
Oh my God! Oh God! What has happened to me? My greed has left me nowhere. My house! I lost everything.
The village head listened to Sangram and learned that he had started the fire in Sitaram's grain shop and was involved in bad dealings. The head and villagers then expelled Sangram and warmly welcomed Sitaram back.
This story teaches us the saying, beware of friends with bad intentions. Your face will be blackened, which proves true.